Hello once again, this is Dr. Michael Bogart, welcoming you back to clip 3 in our video series, Exploring World Religions. In this 9th series of videos, we're talking about the Abrahamic Faiths, Judaism, Islam, and Christianity. And we've been looking at some of the beliefs and teachings that they share in common. We looked at several main ideas that they share in the second clip, such as monotheism, linear history, and divine revelation. So now let's continue. A fourth shared characteristic of the Abrahamic Faiths is a standard of absolute morality. They all teach that moral standards and ethics grow out of God's holy character and His revealed will, and that society and individuals should conform to God's will. They teach that sin, guilt, and shame, as well as social disorder, result from disobedience to God and His revealed will. The idea of absolute morality that applies to all people in every culture, of course, is not a popular one among many people today. But I believe that a reasonable person will agree that it has some very positive aspects. For example, a clear-cut set of morals can be very helpful and even comforting in any group of people, especially when those morals emphasize virtues like purity, fairness, and compassion. Of course, it can have some negative aspects as well. There are always the dangers of intolerance and fanaticism attached to any set of absolute values. Contrast the notion of absolute morality with the cosmic attempt to restore balance and harmony when a set of taboos has been violated or when cosmic dysfunction has occurred. Contrast it as well with the acosmic concept of karma and samsara, the laws of reaping and sowing, and of course that working itself out in multiple lives. Fifth is the need for atonement. Atonement is one of those specialized religious words, and it simply means giving satisfaction for a wrong, a loss, an offense, or injury, especially when it comes to breaking God's standards. All three of these religions teach that the breaking of God's holy standards results in judgment unless some form of atonement is made. Sometimes atonement is thought to be achieved through the observance of a set of good deeds or of right behavior. In other cases, it is understood as being granted through blood sacrifice. And all of these religions have some element of blood sacrifice in them. Of course, Christianity is all about Jesus' sacrifice on the cross. Contrasts here are not so obvious, especially when it comes to cosmic religions, which sometimes have a similar concept of atonement, though it's often seen more as a restoring of cosmic balance than as a payment for transgression. A clearer contrast can be made with the acosmic concept of a slow purging of the effects of karma by the process of samsara. Sixth is the shared view of human identity and its relationship to the Creator. Each religion teaches that the human race was created in God's image in some way. In other words, human nature shares certain characteristics with God's nature. However, though created to be like the Creator in some ways, people have lost or twisted certain aspects of that nature. But even in their twisted and darkened state, humans still have the capacity to have a restored relationship with God. What separates people, however, is choice. Though people desire and experience a relationship with God, many do not because of their stubborn self-will and/or sin. Contrast this teaching with the cosmic understanding that people are estranged children of the Creator who cannot really know Him or her, but must now deal with lesser powers. Contrast it also with the acosmic idea of eventual absorption within the source of all being. All right, 2 more. The 7th common characteristic flows along closely with what we just talked about, which is the necessity for personal choice for or against the will and rule of God. These religions all insist that people's proper response to God should be to acknowledge His lordship and to do His will. Judaism in all of its branches emphasizes honoring God through living the commands and ordinances of the Torah. Islam is all about submission to Allah as demonstrated in Islamic living, as taught in the Quran and in the Hadiths. Christianity proclaims that people must put their faith in Jesus Christ, which, if it's real and sustained, will result in right living. Now contrast the notion of personal choice with the cosmic pursuit of spiritual power for better living, and contrast it with the acosmic pursuit of personal enlightenment to achieve personal liberation from illusion. 8th and last is an active social program. In each of these Abrahamic faiths, there is a major emphasis on changing the world to fit divine standards. This emphasis takes the form of efforts to bring about a better natural and social environment and to improve the human condition. And it's no accident that Christians established the Red Cross, which was, at least in its beginnings, inspired by Christian teachings. Likewise, Jews have the Red Star of David and Muslims have the Red Crescent. Contrast the active social programs of these groups with the cosmic idea of returning to ancient social norms in order to restore cosmic balance, as well as to the sometimes rigid and fatalistic cultures influenced by an acosmic worldview, when people should be simply left alone to work out their own karma. Okay, that's enough for clip 3 in this 9th within the Exploring World Religions series, focusing on the Abrahamic Faiths. Next time we'll plunge into Judaism, and maybe you've had Jewish friends or acquaintances and have always wondered about Jewish beliefs and Jewish practices, but we're a bit shy about asking. In Series 10, I will have a very broad overview of Judaism that can lead to deeper understanding and discussion, and we'll see you then. This is Dr. Michael Bogart.